Welcome. Welcome to Popcorn Buckets.
Yo,
Um, Devin, I know your voice is like well rested, so could you do us like a little yodely yo?
I'm not doing a yodely yo.
What are you talking about? It's not like you had a show the other night.
Not doing a yodely yo.
Yeah,
Not
definitely
do.
yodely yo.
I'm not doing a yodely yo. Oh
Outside,
wait,
hold on a minute. Outside the bit, check out Devin Moore Comedy on TikTok.
yay!
If TikTok's still there, this is coming out in the future, so we don't know. But uh, I actually do check that out.
Check it out on the YouTubes. You can follow me on the Instagrams.
Facebook.
Yeah, I got a Facebook page
Okay.
where I also promote our podcast content on there too. Because I can't run another podcast page. I'm just like I'll just share podcast stuff because other comedians that do a podcast do the same thing. So I'm like, I'll just follow suit. So I just
See, I was trying to get you at one point to have us run like two podcast pages. Me run one for the random hour, and you run one for more sports. But you're like, no.
it's just I would just be too much, and then one page would be just dead for a hot minute. And you're like, oh shit! So I
Well,
just
one of us would have done it. The other one would be like, it's fine. We got stuff coming over in the other one. I'm sure it's okie dokie.
I'm just glad you do, but you do a better job with the Twitter and now Blue Sky. So I'm just like, which I need to log into that at some point this week.
I posted. This is gonna like tell you guys when stuff comes out, but I posted Jason Anthony stuff on there,
Nice,
on that and the Twitter.
nice. So you just do a better job tweeting than I do. So I'm just like, I just gave you the Twitter reins.
See, I just say stupid shit.
I know, and it works. You're doing great. You're doing great.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing great when Devin calls me, hey, buddy, who the fuck is Marco? And
Oh yeah,
why are you trying to fight him in the parking lots? And I'm like, what? Who's Marco? And you're like,
yeah,
yeah, the
you
fuck are you
tweeted.
tweeting about it? Are everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, why?
Yeah, I thought you were just mad, and I thought you were. I didn't know if you thought, because sometimes I think I'm on my comedy page and I accidentally post stuff to the show page. I wonder if he thought he was on his personal Twitter.
No.
Well, just know.
Content is content, Devin.
I just know. I was just looking out for you, making sure you ain't beating up poor Marco. I don't think it was Marco. I think it was like it might have been. It was a fake person, and I thought
Yeah.
you were about to beat. It was when you still did security, so I thought you were about to beat the shit out of somebody.
No, I was just bored and having fun. Sometimes I tweet stupid things and be like, I wonder if Devin will see this. And then half the time he calls me concerned. Other times like, no, I didn't see that. And then he'll be like on the phone checking it and just start dying laughing.
Yeah. That's why you're doing great with the Twitterverse. Go on, be free. Go on, tweet.
What's that TikTok sound? I am crazy, but I am free.
Yeah, pretty much. Dude, I just realized how drastic this will be. From the last video we recorded, I think it's coming out when I had my long shaggy hair, and I've got short hair with a raspy voice.
Hi, my name's Devin.
Pretty much, dude.
Yeah.
It's pretty much.
I don't think you sound too bad right now.
I just know that it's a little
You were
raspy.
definitely worse a minute ago.
Really?
You're like, and I'm like, man, somebody's really schooling tires over there.
Nah, man.
That's Devin.
Man, I'm just.
Yeah.
We're just trying to chug along. We're almost done for the year. Or wait, yeah, wait. We're on 26, right?
This is like April.
Yeah. I mean, we're just chugging along.
Yeah, we're at like the beginning of the year.
Bet.
So we're actually not that far. We took a break. And then we're done some like interview stuff. Had a bunch of people cancel. How many people canceled? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. About 7 people.
Really?
Yeah, that either didn't show or just like, yeah, we're in. And we never heard from them again.
Yeah, well, it'd be like that.
Yeah, I know you were really into that gay OnlyFans creator. Yeah, I was looking over their stuff, and then I was like, "There's just booty hole," and I'm like,
I'll never
I
forget.
did not expect to see somebody's chocolate starfish. I call up Devin so he sees it too. Hey, buddy, I need you to pull up their Twitter, and it's like, I didn't know you were into that, but you're doing all this as the type of person we're getting on the podcast, right? And he goes, I didn't. Oh, spaghetti. Where's the content? Man, those are some hairy testicles.
Just the scars. The
Hmm.
scars.
A lot of undercarriage shots. More than I thought I was going to see on a Wednesday night.
It
But
was
they
a
never ended
Wednesday
up.
night.
What?
It was a Wednesday
It
night.
was. But they never came on. So, how do you feel that your gay OnlyFans creator never came on?
I'm so disappointed.
I know. No undercarriage. No more undercarriage shots.
I know. I was ready to ask how to create the most beautiful.
How do you take a good booty pic?
Yeah, basically.
Is that what you're going to do later with Megan?
No. No.
It's okay. This is a safe space. Tell the internet.
Tell the internet
Yeah.
that my wife's gonna.
Yeah, the safe space that nothing ever bad ever happens on the internet and nothing ever gets taken out of context.
Dude, I'm
Tell them
surprised.
about your chocolate starfish.
Dude, I can go for a candy bar. We keep talking about chocolate. I can go for a candy bar.
We're not talking about that candy bar.
I know, but I could go for one.
Unless you're talking about dick, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Dude, oh my god. They stopped at. We stopped at. Everybody had to pee. So we stopped by Bucky's and Winter Robins. Wait, is Bucky's and Winter Robins?
And
Or is
you
it
got
Perry?
dick?
No.
Hmm.
Dude, that was a nightmare. Is the Bucky's near the house? Is it in Perry or Winter Robins?
I don't know, but I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, the closest one to the house is like an hour away from the house. We stopped there to go pee, and the rest of them didn't eat, but me and Megan ate before he came and picked me up. But I was like, man, I can go for a candy bar, dude. When I'm telling you, Bucky's last night looked like the New York Stock Exchange. Like people were just running for food. Dude, it was. I was like, bump that. I'm just gonna go pee.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm craving a chocolate bar.
Yeah, anytime I go in there, it makes me anxious.
Dude, I'm telling you, I hate it. I hate it so much.
It's like a gas. It's like a Walmart on steroids.
Dude, yeah. Or back when Walmart was 24/7. You remember those days? God.
I miss those days because I would go at night, nobody would be there.
I know.
I didn't have to worry about people hitting me with buggies because they're like, "Oh, I wasn't paying attention."
I know. And then you got like, I love to go, if I can go early in the morning to the neighborhood Walmart when no one's around, I just go in and out. I'm in and out in like 10 minutes versus if I got to go right after school for Megan,
Mm-hmm.
dude, I'm in there for like 45 minutes.
You know what I hate about going to Walmart recently? I keep getting like hit by the employees because they're like speed walking and running into me, and they're like walking like they don't care that customers are there, and so they'll bump into you and be like, "Excuse you," and I'm like, "I was standing still."
Well,
Yeah,
move, bitch. Get out the way.
and that doesn't help my anxiety.
Move, bitch. Get out the way.
Are you happy with yourself?
Extremely no.
Mm-hmm.
But enough for the 9-minute rant. Tell the people what we watched today.
So we just went to a gas station. We actually didn't watch anything.
Oh, I was watching something at the gas station.
We were watching some crackheads fight at the Circle K. Leroy had the upper hand.
Yeah, for real. Dude, I saw all walks of life there. I saw somebody that looked like they were all about to go on the Murray show, the Jerry Springer show. Looked like they belong in the Trailer Park Boys. One guy was scared because he saw nothing but white people and got back in his car and rode off. Like, it was a saga.
I feel that same way about Walmart employees.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. But Devin, you know what we watched today?
What did we watch?
It is the one about two sweaty guys fighting on the moon.
Kyle, listen. You accidentally sent me the wrong link.
I didn't send you a link. You had to look up the movie on your own. So little gay boy, what did you watch?
I watched two sweaty men wrestle on the moon, and Spider-Man was there just chilling.
Yeah. Was he shooting webs?
I hope they were webs.
Because I watched Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, 1987.
Did it really come out in 87?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's right, because these movies had like...
It was a different time. It wasn't exactly 1988, but it wasn't 1986 either.
Oh, man. The version I watched was two grown men just hugging on the moon.
Yeah, that sounds like porn.
I think it was. And Spider-Man was there. Spider-Man was confused.
It sounds like a low-budget porn that didn't know their comic books.
Yeah. And I think one was Russian.
Yeah.
And I don't even think they were wearing costumes. I think they were both wearing Superman t-shirts, but one was just wearing the black and white one, while the other one wore the original colors.
They oiled up like Diddy?
Extremely oiled up like Diddy.
Yeah, I hate to break it to you, man. That sounds like porn.
Oh, man.
Okay, but I guess since you can't recap the movie, if you could recap the porno you watched.
Okay, well, it started off on the moon, and the guy in the normal Superman shirt said, I gotta stop all the nukes. And the other guy's like, okay, I'm gonna hug you out so you can't stop the nukes. And they just hugged.
See, I can't remember this is actually what you remember from the movie or not.
Oh, there was actually one scene in the
too
movie.
far.
I'm too far in. Yeah. I gotta think of an actual plot.
So, do you want me to help you? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna talk so much on this.
Go.
So it starts off with a little boy, little Timmy, sending a letter to Superman.
Yeah.
Being like, Superman, I want world peace. And so he makes world peace and gets everybody to agree to get rid of the nukes. And so he puts them in a giant fishing net.
He does.
And just yeets them into the sun.
I mean, let me ask you something. Since you studied a little bit of science, do you think... See, here's my thing. When I watch that scene, for realsies, no more talking about grown men hugging each other on the moon. Wouldn't that destroy our sun? Or is our sun just that powerful it could handle all those nukes?
What do you think would happen in a nuclear reaction if you put more nuclear reactions?
It blows up.
So a giant ball that's affected by nuclear fission and has like magnetism going on, would blow up. So it would blow up the sun.
Oh, so it wouldn't affect. My thing was, I was like, dude, that could blow up half the sun.
No, not really.
Not really.
The sun works by nuclear fusion, so it really wouldn't. It probably would alter some stuff, like cause some like solar flares, some stuff like that. But I don't believe it would actually disrupt a lot of stuff. Probably cause some like solar storms or something. But it wouldn't like take out the entire sun. No.
Oof.
I mean, we would probably have some weird like. Remember a couple years ago, more than a couple years ago, when we had that solar flare and a bunch of like technology got like affected?
Yeah.
Something like that probably would happen, but nothing that would like end humanity because the sun's gone.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Now you know.
Yeah, and so the rest of the movie is like, so they're like, I'm upset. Superman's getting credit. Let me get my weird little nephew to come like bail me out of this rock quarry I'm at, because that's where. And dude, all of the prison is just like, this motherfucker.
He's out again.
In actuality, this man would have been shanked day 2.
Dude, here's my thing. Why did they let him keep his hair? They should have shaved his head again.
It's a very inconsistent. Like, he has hair and then he doesn't have hair. Knowing by the end of the movie, Lex Luthor is like, I'm bald, and I'm terrorizing people with hair.
It'd be like that. As I
But
got
at the
multiple.
start of the movie, he's like, look at my long, luscious hair, and it's like this big.
Yeah, it totally looks like a wig at some point. It's like, dude, you got a wig on.
No, that's his actual hair. But dude, he's just. I hate this version of Lex Luthor, and I stand by this.
That's fine.
Like, and the more I think about it, you know what I noticed?
What? Oh, excuse me.
The Batman v Superman Lex Luthor is basically the modern version of this.
Ew. Gross.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah. But no, I don't like this version of Lex Luthor. And we've talked
Well,
about that before. But yeah, his nephew, who I hate even more, because he's just like, yeah, bro, I'm a stereotypical teenager. Yeah, bro. And you're like, oh my gosh, this is just a stupid lackey character, which doesn't get mistreated by Lex Luthor because it's family. Which you know what I find very interesting?
what's up?
He plays Lex Luthor.
Those in Superman Returns?
No, uh, no, the guy in Superman Returns. I know, no, that's not important. No, he plays him in the Arrowverse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
Does he?
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, he doesn't actually do a bad job. But I mean, yeah, he plays Lex Luthor in the Arrowverse, which is a much better version than the one we're seeing in this movie, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
It's the Arrowverse, so it's a little campy, but not as camp as Lex Luthor is in this.
That's fair. I know.
Yeah.
I need to watch. I still need to start Lois and Clark. Like I look at it on my HBO Max, and I'm just like, I'm not there in life.
I think I have to be in a mood for the Arrowverse at this point.
Yeah, just to finish it out.
Cause I really enjoyed Legends of Tomorrow, but I have not been able to pick up anything to rewatch anything from the
Really?
Arrowverse. So yeah. So yeah, and then so Lex Luthor makes a nuclear man
Nuclear Man. Powered
who
by the
shuts
sun.
down anytime he's not in sunlight.
Dude, I thought that was so stupid. I was like, okay, he's gonna fight a supervillain. Oh no, shade! Boo! I'm
I
like,
thought that was an interesting thing because Superman has kryptonite, and so this man just has nighttime.
you scared of the dark? Booga 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 booga.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. The more you think about it, the more stupid it gets because this man just can't. Man can't do anything at night.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes.
You know. But no, I thought it was an interesting matchup. I did think it was weird for Lex Luthor to voice him.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense because that's a clone of his DNA and Superman's
Yeah,
DNA.
yeah, which this is gonna sound weird, but well maybe not weird, but I wish they did the whole like Superboy thing where they cloned him and he had to fight Superboy and the Superboy and him teamed up to take down
Yeah.
Lex Luthor and his nephew. I thought that would have been an interesting thing.
Let me ask you this: was Superboy even around in '87?
I don't know. I know. I know that at one point, Superboy was around, and it like the whole retcon thing happened.
Right.
I can look it up. This isn't gonna help me.
Is it looking up the original Superboy from the like?
It's probably going to if I do Google it.
Let's see. Yeah, it probably is because it had to be. When was Death of No, it
Was
had to be the 90s. Wait, when did? Dude, the 30th anniversary is in my closet. Hold up. When was the death of Superman?
That's the thing. Like Superman or Superboy was later, but there was also the original Superboy Clark Kent, who was like a tie-in for younger kids, and that was like well older.
Yeah,
So I don't know what Google will show me, and probably not what I'm looking for.
probably not. Well, like Superboy was like this in the 40s and the 50s when Clark Kent.
Well, gee willikers.
Basically, you might see the Batman meme where Batman just slaps the shit out of Robin.
Yeah.
I also watched that movie.
That or where they're sleeping in the same bed and they're like, it's not safe for children because they were gay. That was the whole thing that went on for a while too.
I know, and it's like, I'm just like, okay, comic books, on comic books.
Yep. Yeah, they fight on the moon. Superman wins.
They hug
He
on the moon.
drops Lex Luthor back off at that quarry. So yeah.
No, they hug a lot.
Your version, maybe.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like Superman 3, I thought Superman 3 was gonna be the worst one. But
we didn't talk about the Daily Planet thing that was going on, the whole B plot, where they needed money, so they get a billionaire, and then they're all upset with how it's just like run like a tabloid. And so Perry White, sorry.
Perry Mason. Oh, dude, I know Perry Mason was in this thing.
Perry White's just like, I went to the banks, I convinced everybody, and now we're 100% shareholders. You're the majority now. And everybody cheers, and they're like, see ya.
Dude, how about the one girl was? How
What?
about the one girl? How about the one girl was trying to get into Clark, trying to get some Clark Kent love?
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that because my notes are like Clark has a real thing for girls that start with the letter L.
Lana, Lois. What was the daughter's name? I forgot.
Probably like Lucinda, Lubell,
I think it was Lou Bell.
I don't actually remember.
You just know it started with the letter L.
Yes, because I'm like, boy, why are you obsessed with girls with a name starting with L?
Dude,
I'm looking it up.
He just can't help it, man. He likes what he likes.
Let's see. Her name was Lacey Warfield.
Yeah, see, Lacey.
Yeah, and John Cryer was Lenny Luthor, and then you had Gene Hackman being Lex Luthor, and you had Margaret Kidder as Lois Lane. That's a lot of L's.
Dude, then how about Lois is like, I remember you're Superman. Clark, you're Superman. I remember everything from that night.
Trying to see if there's anybody. Oh, yeah, Don Fellows as Levon Hornsby. That's another L. There's so many L's.
So many L's.
Yeah, we get it. You're a loser, man.
I'm keeping this up here now.
I'm going to do it for the whole episode.
I am. Today's episode brought to you by the letter L.
Yeah. I guess I'm going to go over my notes while Devin does this thing.
I will.
It's crazy that John Cryer is playing Lenny Luthor and then plays...
I got annoyed looking at myself. I look like an idiot.
I know you do. I was watching it just... That's all I saw, and I'm like, this ain't going to stay the entire episode. I know that. And you're like, it's going to stay the entire episode. And I'm like, you do that, buddy.
No. Go ahead, John Cryer.
John Cryer plays Lenny Luthor, and then in the Arrowverse, he plays Lex Luthor. So, yeah. I mean, he was really popular at this time. Ferris Bueller, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, 2.5 Men later on.
And then the Arrowverse Lex Luthor.
What? We just talked about that, man. You good?
Yeah, no, I'm just repeating.
You copacetic?
What does that mean?
Something like I've used it a lot, but okay.
I could go for some pudding. That's what's on my brain. Superman and pudding.
You keep your pet names to yourself.
I'm not talking.
I don't care. Listen, as a Superman fan, I am not a fan of you calling Superman pudding.
I'm talking about I could go for some Jello.
Hmm.
You thought I was calling Superman pudding? He's my pudding pop.
Listen, I don't know what gay fetishes you're into, but I don't. I'm not gonna witness your happy tapioca. Clark has a real thing for the girls with the letter L.
Yep.
Let's see. Sort of seems like they sniped his hair, or sorry, snipped his hair.
Dude, here's
Like,
my question.
I don't get how. Like, oh, look at it. His hair's so strong. We've got to do a different thing to like get the hair, and they just cut the hair.
That's what I'm saying. Like they just had his hair stretched out by some weights. I'm like, dude,
Yeah, like
why?
showing how strong it is, and they're just like, it's gonna be really hard, and they just cut it, and I'm like,
Yeah, and they just run. I'm like, that's so stupid.
yeah.
Although
I
it
thought
was
like
impressive.
destroy the ends of the weight so they could get it. No,
Just cut it.
um, it was okay with Superman, nuclear knockoff, manicured razor nails. You kind of lost me. So like, one thing I thought was stupid is like, yeah, he's the evil version of Superman. How can we do this? What if he had French tips?
Oh, and he did the whole like.
And I'm like,
He clawed
and
him.
I'm just sitting there, just why?
Dude, I wish I could just be in the production room or in the writer's room for that. Be like French tips, claws, just do the whole
You
meow
ever
thing.
seen a cat, boy? That's what we're gonna do here. We don't do none of that girly stuff. But let's give him nails. Acrylics.
Why is that? He'll do like the whole Star Wars thing where he's just like, man.
And you're just like, no. No. Go back to the moon.
Yeah, go back to the moon and hug it out. Well, it's funny. He's like, no. This is what kills me with these movies that I've watched all four of them. It kills me. He'll stand there and he'll be like, no, don't throw that car. Like,
No, don't you do that. As he's like throwing half the city, and you're like,
you gonna do something, bro? And he's just sitting there like, don't you
don't
do
you do
that.
that.
I'm gonna put you in timeout if you do that.
Yep.
All right, I gotta put you in timeout. I'm like, dude, you couldn't have done this like, I don't know, 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Although I know we never got it and we'll never get it, but I would have loved a Justice League crossed over in that universe.
I don't think they built it up that much yet, did they?
The comics, they're doing a comic universe with the Michael Keaton Batman, and they do have a comic version continuation for these Superman movies, but I haven't read the Superman ones yet.
Okay. This movie confirmed that Superman was telekinetic.
Oh yeah, when he rebuilt the Great Wall of China.
He had like a bunch of weird powers in this. Or he's just like, you were like, does he have super like mind powers in this? This movie that confirmed it like throughout the series.
Yeah.
So, how is gasping for air on the moon? I thought the exposure on the moon was too thin for that. It causes the lack of atmosphere.
Yeah,
They're like over there on the moon, and I'm like, hold on a minute. Something's not right here. Something's not right here. I could get like them like getting the wind knocked out of their lungs, like as they're on the moon, but that doesn't like make sense, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're over there. They clearly don't need oxygen. But and I could get like the wind being knocked out of them, but they're like
Oh, dude, how about the scene where he fucking takes the rock and he just boop, boop boop. He just put Superman into the ground like a cartoon character. I'm like,
Yep.
all right, somebody just decided to go on set one day and said, act like you're in a Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
I gotta figure out what this note is about. Yeah, my last note is Orange Hulk, and I don't. Oh, so the Orange Hulk had gamma radiation. This Hulk fueled by solar energy. So it was kind of like that.
Yeah, at the beginning.
Yep.
When he literally was born from the sun radiation. And I'm like, okay, that's cool.
We should probably talk about the elephant in the room now.
What?
The more modern Superman is like solar based.
Yeah.
So he draws his power from the sun. He can like get a power up from like going close to the sun and just absorbing the rays, and even has like a solar flare ability, which will drain his powers for like a day to an hour, which I think was a cool addition. But I remember when it happened, people were not happy.
Right.
So, yeah. Devin, I'm out of notes.
I got really nothing else to say.
Okay. You ready to rate this?
I am.
Okay.
I'm giving it a solid 6.
Oh, 6.
Yeah, wasn't terrible. But it
I
wasn't
wouldn't say
great.
it completely deserves a 6. I did enjoy this movie, but I'm gonna go like a 4.5.
That's reasonable.
I mean, I'd probably watch this again with like my nephew or something, but it's definitely not my favorite.
Yeah.
It was like a Saturday morning cartoon,
Yeah.
and it
Extremely.
could be one of those things where because it's so old, this was meant for kids, and people just grew up on it to the point that they're like, yeah, I watched this when I was young, sir. Let's do a movie marathon.
Pretty much. I
Okay,
mean, it wasn't terrible. I thought it was going to be terrible, but I was like, this is not bad. It's not serious, but it's not bad.
yeah.
So I'm just kind of like, I'll give it a 6. I don't think it deserves a 5, but I'm not going to say. I'm not going to say it's as good as Superman 2. Superman 2, in my opinion, is probably the best one so far.
Yeah. Hold up. If you give me a minute, I'll pull up rates.
All right.
You know, you could talk,
No,
and instead of like doing this awful rendition.
I'd rather just hum.
Okay, well, the only other thing we rated a 10.5 out of 20 is Mothra versus Godzilla.
Really?
Mm-hmm. How does that make you feel?
Well, it is what it is.
Okay, so let's see. Command F. Superman.
Superman,
So,
say it.
Superman 2, we've rated the highest at a 15.75 out of 20.
Yeah.
Next, we have Superman 3, 1983 at 13.75 out of 20.
Okay.
Then Superman 1978 at 12 out of 20.
Mm-hmm.
And then our fourth spot is Superman 4 at a 10.5.
Nice.
So, yeah. Devin, you know what I think we should watch next time?
What?
Superman Returns.
Okay. I mean, that was such a good one too.
Yep.
In its era of 2006, where all superhero movies were dark and gritty, and black latex.
I don't want to hear about what you're doing on Friday nights, okay?
Dude, come on, that was the era. Dark gritty posters, all black latex. I realized what I was saying as I said it.
Yeah, you keep that to yourself, pervert.
Sorry, I meant wait, like the X-Men movies. wearing all black with a.
I bet you like the letter X.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it like that.
Oh, I bet you didn't.
You mean hit the outro?
Why? Do you want to talk more about your fetishes?
No.
Well, I guess you can hit the outro then.
Okay. Hey guys, as always. Hey guys, as always, come check me out on my podcast, the More Sports Podcast, a sports podcast for everybody, as well as the Random Hour, where we've had awesome guest stars come on our show. In fact, while you're listening to this episode, go check out our latest episode that literally came out today, Jason Anthony. Awesome to sit down with him. And we were actually talking about the Superman series in the interview. So go check it out. And hey, follow us on Instagram as Rando Bucket Boys, and we're on Twitter at Rando Corporate One. And hey, we're now on Blue Sky at the Random Hour.
You know what I find interesting?
What?
We started off this episode talking about gay porn, and then we ended it with BDSM.
That's fine. It's just another random Sunday here.
Yeah, and before you get any more perverse thoughts, and you go seek out Jesus, what are your last words?
I need to go see Jesus, apparently. Did it end it?